right, so we come to the next section, functions. You know that it's a function when x is not repeating, meaning that every x value has its own y value. It won't go to two of the same y values. So here we go. Right here you have x is -2 goes to 1, -1 goes to 1, 0 goes to 1, -1 goes to 1, okay, what does that even mean? Well, I don't really care about the y value. All I care about is the x value. So if x is repeating anywhere, then it is not a function, okay? I'm going to cross it out. That's not a function. And in fact, I have -1 also repeating. Oh, sorry about that. So the next one, we have anything repeating? No. So that which means that this is a function. It's okay if the y is repeating, but the x cannot repeat. Right here, I see that the 2 is repeating, so this is not a function. Nothing is repeating here, which means it is a function, and nothing is repeating here, so this is a function. So this one, and this one are functions, and then the other two are not. All right, number 6, relation G is shown. So when it says relation, it's just talking about the relationship between x and y, okay? So the relation G is shown. This is a relation. Does relation G represent y as a function of x? Well, if you look at this, -4 goes to 4. That's fine. Doesn't go to anything else. But when I look at -1, it has two output. It's going to -1 and it's going to 7. So if I were to write these coordinates out, -1 is going to -1, and then -1 is also going to 7. See how the x is repeating, which is not a function. So for this, I'm going to say relation G is not a function of x because -1 in the inputs has multiple outputs. Okay, it's going to too many numbers. So that's the reason. Number 7, it says which graph shows y as a function of x. So when you're given a graph, again, remember, as a table, you look for x repeating. For mapping, you look to see if like x has two different outputs like that. For a graph, what you're going to do is you're going to draw vertical lines. So you're just going vertical lines just basically checks to see if there's any x value repeating. So here there's only one x value, here there's only one x value, and so on. Okay? So since everything has its own x value, this is the function of x. So this is a function. Well, what does it look like if it's not a function? So if I look on here at this x value, at I guess -2, it has two outputs. So this is how you know it's not a function. Okay? It's not asking me for all that, but I do want to show you what makes it not a function. So this is my answer, but this is not a function. And if you see here, it is not a function here because it has two outputs right here. So this is also not a function of x. Okay. All right. A few more questions dealing with functions. This question right here, it's an interesting question. It says here, which point can be removed to make the relation a function? So you know that the problem with this not being a function is these 2 points. if I didn't have this point, I'm going to cover it up, then it would be a function. If I remove this point, then it would be a function. So this question is asking you just to remove one of the points. So I could remove, I don't know, I'll remove this point. So I could remove -3, 1. I could have also said remove -3 and -1, 2, 3, 4, but I picked that one. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to pick that one. Doesn't matter. So I can remove this. Given the relation, this relation right here, again, a relation is nothing but having an x and a y, okay? A relationship between x and y. So I have a relation here. Choose all the values of k that would make this relation not a function. So I'm looking at this value right here, okay? So I have a list of numbers here, and I want to pick which one of these numbers, if I plug it in for k, then it would make it not a function. Remember that I cannot have any x's repeating. So what happens if I plug 2 here? Well, if I plug 2 here, then these two x's would be repeating, then it would be not a function. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this. This would make this not a function. If I plug 3 here, this would make it, still keep it a function, because then 3 wouldn't be repeating. So I'm not going to choose that one. If I pick -5, then -5's would be repeating. So this would make it not a function. It's a really weird question. And guess what? This is an SOL question. A question like this will appear on the SOL. A question like this also will appear on the SOL. Okay, so these two are SOL type questions. 0, if I plug 0, then that would remain a function, because oh, no, it wouldn't. Then 0 would be repeating. Oops. 5, if I pick 5, then that would remain a function, so I'm not going to pick that one. And then -3, if I plug -3, that would ruin it. That would make it not a function. And then if I put 6, that would remain a function, so I don't need that. So -2, -5, 0, and -3 are the numbers that I can plug in there that would make this relation not a function. Okay? Anyway, that's that. Those are the type of questions you'll see on the test concerning functions. Thanks, guys.